On today's Live Daily News, we have an update on former San Angelo Police Chief Tim Vasquez's appeal. Along with Vasquez, another former San Angelo police officer sits behind bars, and a local porch pirate couldn't get away with being a Grinch. Plus, we'll let you know how to stay safe while driving this New Year's Eve. All this plus more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. But first, Myers Boutique this weekend will have a huge New Year's Eve sale. Discounts start Friday with 20% off the entire store. But if you can't make it Friday, don't worry. The sale will continue on Saturday. Whether you're looking for something new to wear to watch the ball drop or just want to take advantage of this great deal, go to Myers Drug and Boutique. They're located at the corner of Chadbourn and Beauregard downtown. They are open on Monday through Fridays, 9 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 2. That's 20% off the whole boutique this Friday at Myers Boutique. We start the show today with an update on former San Angelo Police Chief Tim Vasquez's appeal. We told you back in August that Tim Vasquez had been sentenced to nearly 2 decades in prison for bribery and mail fraud. Vasquez was accused of accepting bribes from Harris Radio while he was the chief of the San Angelo Police Department. New information says that Vasquez's appeal has been delayed until a similar case is settled in court. Currently, Dallas real estate agent Rule Hamilton is working on an appeal for bribery. In his appeal, he claims that it was not bribes that he gave to a Dallas City Council person. The judge has allowed for the delay in Vasquez's trial because if Hamilton's case is overturned, that could lead to a breakthrough in the Vasquez case. Despite this, prosecutors are certain that the Hamilton case will remain a guilty verdict after a video camera footage was released of Hamilton writing a city council member a check for $7,000. And Vasquez is not the only former San Angelo police officer who is facing the criminal justice system. In a statement on Wednesday morning, the San Angelo PD confirmed that longtime officer Butch James had been fired and arrested for possession of a controlled substance. Police say that James had been released from the department after an internal investigation by the Texas Rangers. James is accused of possessing more than a gram of oxycodone. The investigation began, and he was fired back in February of 2022. But now a Tom Green County grand jury has indicted James for that drug charge. If convicted, the former officer could face up to 10 years in prison. And despite all the drama with previous police officers, San Angelo Police current officers with the PD made headlines today in a good way by capturing a notorious porch pirate. In information released by San Angelo Police from Halloween of this year to December 4th, the Criminal Investigation North and South Side Division began investigating several package thefts. Video clips and tips were provided by the public that made it look like all of the thefts were committed by the same person. Well, thanks to the teamwork and persistence, 36-year-old Ethan Leonard has been arrested on multiple theft charges. If Leonard's name sounds familiar, that's because we reported that he was sentenced back a couple of years ago for mail fraud to 3 years in federal prison. For stealing then. For more information on that story, check out the article on sanangelolive.com. And finally, instead of stealing other people's mail, maybe try to hand at the lottery. On Tuesday night, nobody won the Mega Millions jackpot that was set at $500 million. And just because you didn't win that jackpot, you still could have won something. The winning numbers Tuesday were 9, 13, 36, 59, and 61, and the mega ball was 11. Now, the jackpot is worth an estimated $640 million, and that cash option lands at about $328.6 million. That is well short of the record $2.04 billion that was won by a California resident in November, and that person still hasn't actually claimed that grand prize yet. The next Mega Millions drawing is set for this upcoming Friday. Tickets cost $2 and then $3 for the extra Megaplier. But remember, you must be 18 years old to play Mega Millions. And if you win the lottery, make sure to buy something special from our sponsors, Kano's Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo. Welcome back to the show. We have a very special guest here. It's Mr. Gary Hensley with the Texas Defensive Driving School down here on Sherwood Way. Mr. Hensley, how are you doing today?
Good. Very good.
So I wanted to bring you on the show today because, as we all know, New Year's Eve is right around the corner. It's this weekend, and, unfortunately, that is one of the deadliest days and dangerous days to be out on the roads and highways. And so I wanted to bring an expert in to tell us how to stay safe this holiday season.
There you go. Well, one of the main reasons is take plenty of time to get wherever you're going to, and not really get in a hurry or get jammed up for time, because you get in a hurry, you want to speed a little bit, and then you kind of take unnecessary chances when you're driving too fast down the road.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're going to try to, make it to your reservation at the Angry Cactus, you need to leave with plenty of time, because that's how you slip up, run that red light, maybe, lose your focus because you're just trying to do your lipstick on your way or whatever you're trying to do, So make sure you take your time. But there's some more reasons. Let's keep going in those.
Well, like I say, my dad was a retired DPS trooper, and when he worked for the DPS, they always told him if they could eliminate the three things, the big three, what's called the big three, is drinking and driving, speeding, and not wearing your safety belts. When you have a combination of all three of those things, that can be a deadly situation.
Yeah, absolutely. As many people know, we have to. I mean, we do these fatal crash reports, and a lot of time they're on certain holidays like Memorial Day or 4th of July or New Year's Eve, because these are party holidays kind of. So how would you suggest somebody steer clear of maybe drinking and driving, and finding better ways to handle themselves if they've had a couple drinks before they get behind the wheel?
Well, really in our days of the Uber, there's a lot of different choices to get home when you've had a little bit too much to drink.
Right.
So, like I say, probably need to kind of use that in moderation or whatever, and then maybe even designate a designated driver. Some people have had too much. Have partied too much for the New Year's.
Exactly. And people are out there trying to make an extra buck, those Uber drivers. So go ahead in there. And I know that online you can find some New Year's Eve, New Year's Day promo codes. So make sure that you guys go and get you an Uber. But moving on to some other things, another big thing that we talked about before we went on air was texting and driving. Nowadays, being on your cell phone is as deadly as getting behind your wheel drunk, because it's so distracting.
Yes.
How does the Texas Defensive Driving School teach people when it comes to texting and driving?
Well, like I say, there's been laws passed. There's a anti-texting law now on the books. Mm-hmm. And, the state of Texas they passed that law in 2017, and they will fine you.
So now it's illegal.
Yes, it is illegal.
Texting and driving.
It is illegal in the state of Texas. But, like I say, people don't realize, when you're behind that wheel of that car, you're hurling 3,500 pounds of steel, metal, and glass rolling down the road.
Absolutely.
If you're just distracted for just a couple of seconds, your car, 70 miles an hour, your car travels 103 feet at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And in 3 seconds, you do a football field.
Yeah.
That's how long that
And
is.
so if you look away for 3 seconds, you went 100 yards without knowing what happened to yourself.
Yes, that's what you've done.
And so you put yourself in these situations where bad things can happen. I know other things is, maybe New Year's Eve, you decide to stay out all the way till the midnight hour, and then you find yourself, maybe you didn't drink, but maybe you found yourself on the tired side, on the fatigue side. How do you kind of, is it good just to, walk around for a little bit, or what kind of is good ways to make sure that you stay awake and alert when it's a really late night like it's going to be on New Year's Eve?
Well, probably the night before you need to get a good night's sleep.
Okay, there you go. Start from the beginning.
Really, the most deadly hours are when you're driving is after the bars close at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you can get home, before 2 o'clock, statistically speaking, your chances of not being involved in a fatal crash,
fatal crash,
is a lot better. Mm-hmm. So, it's those midnight, right after 2 o'clock, the clubs close. Mm-hmm. It's time to get home before that happens.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well, because you're going to beat the rush out of the parking lot with all the cars leaving anyway. Yeah. So I'm in. Also, there's an important part to this, and that's one thing that you can do proactively, drunk, sober, on your phone, off your phone, and that is wearing a seatbelt.
Yes.
Wearing a seatbelt is very important. That's one of those habit things. You just got to get in and click it.
Yeah.
But kind of talk about the importance of it, and because I think statistically it's like I think majority, if you get in a bad crash without one, you might get seriously injured.
Yes. Yeah, the safety belts, like I say, that's just so easy to do. But a lot of people think that the state of Texas or whoever is not going to tell them to put a safety belt on.
Right.
But actually, in the last few years, a lot more people are using their safety belts, and it's just more of a, like I say, as he said, a habit thing. Mm-hmm. So just as soon as I get in my car.
You hear the dinging. That's what gets me is just the dinging in my car. I
put that belt on. It's just like going and brushing your teeth and not making your bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Just getting that all taken care of.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Statistically speaking, you're 50% better chance of surviving a crash without severe injuries if you do have your safety belt on.
Well, guys, make sure you follow all these tips, because I know I may be on scanners on New Year's Eve, and I dang sure don't want to be working, so I don't want to be going out to those crashes, and you don't want to be on San Angelo Live that way. So make sure you buckle up, you follow the 3 rules, you don't text, you don't drive, you always stay awake. You don't drink and drive. Yeah, I guess that's the way. But all of these can be learned right here at the Texas Defensive Driving School. Gary, tell me where you guys are at, where to call, how to get in here, and how to just join this defensive driving program.
Well, this business started my dad, retired DPS trooper in 1986. And during those 36 years that we've been in business, we've probably taught over 75,000 students in this classroom.
Golly, that's
wow. And we were located in, we're out here on Sherwood Way, in the Jackson Square building. You don't know where that is. It's right across the street from Long John Silver's Wiener Schnitzel. And, like I say, a lot of people, when they come to the class, of course, 90% of people who come to my class are here for ticket dismissal.
Yeah, for a court reason, right.
But, a lot of people do come for insurance reasons also. And a lot of companies, you might want to talk to your insurance folks and just see if they, if they give you a little discount for your car insurance. It sure could, yeah. And, when the people come to the class, they're really kind of, I don't want to say mad, but just a little, embarrassed coming out here.
Yeah, like nobody wants to kind of, be in a situation that they have to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like putting on your safety belt.
Kind of like put on your safety belt. There you go.
But, a lot of people come to class, and then when they leave the class, they say, I didn't know that law had changed, or, I didn't know this was the correct way you needed to, watch, when you're rolling down the road, just keep your eyes focused or whatever.
A long time ago for me. 16 is a long time. For me, 10 years of laws changing, right? But for some people, it's been a lot longer than that. So it's kind of hard to keep up with all that.
And a lot of people think that, if I do the driver's safety course just for insurance, that you cannot do it for ticket dismissal. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not true.
Okay.
Say you come and take my class for insurance reasons, and 2 months later, you get
come
caught.
Back and do it again.
You get caught speeding, going down, going down to Wiener Schnitzel or whatever. Well,
right.
You can do it once a year for ticket dismissal, and kind come down here and learn a few things. And the way we like to look at this is, you know, you might not pick up at one thing when you come to the class, but on the proper time on that highway can save your life. It does that.
Yeah.
This will be the best 6 hours you've ever spent. So, you know, I just tell the class to kick back, relax, come on down here. And also, if you come to my walk-in school, I will feed you Papa John's pizzas down here for lunch.
Man, so then that's a little plus right there anyways. Well,
and,
come on down here to the Texas Defensive Driving School. We're right here on Sherwood Way. Go see Gary. He's going to get you hooked up, maybe save you some bucks, get that ticket dismissed, but always let you know how to stay safe on the roads, especially when it comes to this New Year's Eve. Gary, thank you so much for being on the show.
One more thing. We do have an online school also.
Oh, yes.
And the website is TEX, like the first 3 letters of Texas, then DDS, delta.sam.com, TEXDDS.com. So if we can help you out, come on down here and we'll make you a better, safer driver.
There we go. I'm in. All right. Gary, anything else? Perfect.
Have a good and safe New Year's, and see you next year.
Happy New Year's, guys. Back to you in the studio.
San Angelo, are you ready? First Tamale Fest coming to San Angelo, Texas, brought to you by Up Positive Promotions, B&W Trailer, and Bricks Winery. We're going to have events for kids, free giveaways. There's going to be Dia de los Reyes, celebrating all the kids and giving free toys. Craft vendors, food vendors, $2 donation for adults, 11 and under getting free. We'll see you there at the Pop Art Museum on 2 week, January the 7th at 10 a.m.
On today's Live Daily News, we have an update on